Hello dear students, welcome to the second video lecture of Biology class 7 chapter 1 Organization in Living Things. So let's first of all draw the outline what we are going to study in this chapter. We will study the animal tissue and will try to classify the animal tissue how they are present in the human body. The animal tissue is of four types broadly. Number 1 is epithelial tissue, number 2 is muscular tissue, 3 is connective tissue, and the last one is nervous tissue. Epithelial tissue is broadly divided into 5 categories. Number 1 is simple epithelium, cuboidal epithelium, columnar epithelium, glandular epithelium, and the ciliated epithelium. The muscular tissue is divided into 3 categories: striated muscles, unstriated muscles, and the cardiac muscle. Whereas the connective tissue is divided as areolar tissue, which is also known as loose connective tissue. The second one is dense regular connective tissue. The third one is adipose tissue. The fourth is skeletal tissue. The fifth one is fluid connective tissue. And the last type of tissue is nervous tissue, which does not have subdivisions. Okay, these are the things we are going to study. So let's first of all move to the first type of tissue, which is epithelial tissue. It is the simplest tissue when it comes to structure. Its function is protective, like the function of epidermis that was present in plants. The epithelial tissue covers most organs and the cavities in the body. It forms the barrier to keep different body systems separate. It means that there are different body systems, there are different tissues, and in order to have proper function of this tissue, we need to keep it separate. This function is performed by the epithelial tissue. The location of this tissue is, it is present in skin, lining of the buccal cavity, and the blood vessels, and the alveoli, and the kidney tubules. Talking about the structure, the cells of the epithelial tissue lie on a non-cellular basement membrane. The basement membrane is made of special form of matrix protein collagen. To understand the structure of epithelial tissue, let's draw an analogy. Suppose you have kacha land, that is unpaved land, which does not have any bricks spread upon it, and you want to make it paved, that is pakka land. Okay, first of all, what you will do, you will try to level the land with sand and dust, and after that you will spread the bricks over it. Okay, and if we look at the epithelial tissue, bricks can be considered as the cell, and the unpaved leveled area is considered as the basement membrane, in which the bricks are placed to make it paved and compact in structure. Under the subcategory of epithelial tissue, the first tissue we are studying is squamous epithelium. Talking about the structure of this tissue, cells are thin, irregular shaped, which fit together like floor tiles to form a compact tissue. Just look at the diagram, that it look like a single layer or sheet of cells which are arranged like floor tile. Okay, location where it is present, delicate lining of cavities. You have been hearing this word again and again, cavities. Let me try to take you to the right concept of cavities. All of you have seen a Colgate ad where a doctor come and talk about cavity. Actually, our teeth in the initial phase of life, our teeth are compactly arranged. But when we use teeth and eat chocolates and too much sugar, there start decaying and formation of small spaces in between the teeth. That space is very irritating, and that spaces are also known as cavities. So that's why you don't need to eat always chocolates. And cavities, wherever it is present, it is can be said that it is a space that is present in the organ or tissue or at any place. Okay, so cavity of mouth cavity means buccal cavity, through which we engulf food. Its lining is made of squamous epithelium. Esophagus means food pipe inner lining is made up of squamous epithelium. Nose inner lining is made up of squamous epithelium. Pericardium, alveoli and covering of the tongue is also made up of squamous epithelium. Talking about the function, this epithelial tissue protect underlying body parts from mechanical injury, entry of germs and chemicals and drying. Okay. The second type of epithelial tissue is cuboidal epithelium. The cells of the cuboidal epithelium are cube-like, which are square in section, but when we look from the free surface, the upper surface, the cells of the cuboidal epithelium appear hexagonal. The location of the cuboidal epithelium in the animal body is kidney tubules, thyroid vesicle, glands, that is sweat glands, salivary glands, from where saliva is secreted, exocrine pancreas, it is a part of the digestive system, and the cuboidal epithelium also form the germinal epithelium of the gonads, that is testes and the ovaries. What is the function of this epithelial tissue, that is cuboidal epithelium? Its function is absorption, excretion and secretion. This tissue also provide the mechanical support to the animal tissues. Okay. Subcategory is columnar epithelium. Looking at the structure, just look at the diagram made near class 7th, and when you look at the diagram, the cells appear pillar like or the column like, and inside this cell a nucleus is present which is towards the basement membrane. So this is the structure of the columnar epithelium. Sometimes in a columnar epithelium, the free end may also possess microvilli or the brush border type of structure, which will increase the surface area. Coming to the location of the columnar epithelium in animals, it is present in the lining of stomach, small intestine and colon, forming the mucous membrane, lining of the gallbladder and oviduct, and facilitate movement across the cells. What about the function of the columnar epithelium? Its function is absorption inside stomach, secretion, that is mucus by goblet cells or the mucous membrane. Talking about the mucous membrane, let's see the diagram. In the diagram I have shown the alimentary canal tube. It is not exactly the digestive system, but to explain you where the mucous membrane is located inside the human body, I am showing this. If you look at the upper surface where hole is present in the tube, and from that side if you look, inside that lining of the tube is present the mucous membrane, and this mucous membrane is made up of columnar epithelium. Okay. The fourth type of epithelium is glandular epithelium. Glandular epithelium are nothing but the modified columnar epithelium that form the gland and secrete the chemical. The fifth type of epithelial tissue is ciliated epithelium. Looking at the structure of the ciliated epithelium, the cells are cuboidal or columnar that have free borders, and on that free borders there are thread-like cytoplasmic structure called cilia. And thereby, looking at the diagram, this is the diagram of ciliated epithelium. Where it is present in the animals, it is present inside the sperm duct, lining of the trachea, that is windpipe, a part of respiratory system, bronchi, this is another part of respiratory system, kidney tubules and oviduct, that is fallopian tubule. Okay. And what is the function of this ciliated epithelium? The function of this ciliated epithelium is to move the solid particle through the rhythmic beating of cilia in one direction through the duct. In animal tissue, the second type of tissue is muscular tissue. The unit cells of muscular tissue is known as muscle fiber. The function of muscular tissue is contractile, and that help in locomotion and the movement of the body of animal. Okay. The muscular tissue is divided into three types. Number one is striated muscle, The striated muscles are also known as striped muscle, skeletal muscle and the voluntary muscle. For having three names for the striated muscle, there is a reason for the every name. Striped muscle, it is also known as striped muscle because entire muscle fiber show alternate dark and light stripes or band. Just have a look on the diagram of skeletal muscle. You can see that there is light space on the bundle of the skeletal muscle, and then there is a dark line. There is light space, then there is a dark line, and in between these there is a presence of nucleus inside the muscle fiber. Okay, that's why the striated muscles are also known as striped muscle. Second is skeletal muscle. Striated muscles are also known as skeletal muscle because they are attached to the bones and are responsible for the body movement. The third name is voluntary muscles. Striated muscles are also known by the name of voluntary muscles because these muscles work according to the will of the individual. Talking about the structure, muscle fiber cells are elongated, non-tapering, cylindrical and unbranched. There is no branching in the skeletal muscle, and the shape of the muscle fiber is cylindrical and they are elongated. Okay, location where it is present in the animal body, it is present in the limbs, that is biceps and triceps of arm, also present in tongue, pharynx, diaphragm, upper part of esophagus, that is food pipe, and are known as visceral striated muscles. You have heard of postmortem, and in those news you have heard of viscera. Viscera is what? These are the vital organs that are present in the internal body structure of animals. Okay, function of the striated muscle is contraction and relaxation, thereby they help in the locomotion and movement of the body. The movement will be voluntary. Okay, and these muscles get tired and need rest. The second type of muscle that comes under the muscular tissue is unstriated muscle. Let's talk about the structure of the unstriated muscle. These cell fiber of the unstriated muscle occur as bundle or sheet of elongated fusiform spindle shaped cells. Okay, the muscle fiber are held together by the loose connective tissue. Talking about the location where it is present, it is found in the walls of hollow tubular visceral organ except for heart. Heart is also a tubular organ, but the unstriated muscles is not present in the heart. You have to keep this in mind. Okay, since this is present in all the visceral organ, these muscle is also known as visceral muscle. Example is wall of the alimentary canal, internal organ, duct of glands, urogenital duct and the blood vessel. Talking about the function of the muscular tissue unstriated muscles, these muscles do not work according to the will of the individual, so they are called the involuntary muscle. It means that these muscles cannot be controlled by the conscious behavior of an animal. Okay, for example, the movement of food in the alimentary canal and opening and closing of the tube, this tubular structure is controlled by the unstriated muscle, which are involuntary in function. The third type of muscle is cardiac muscle in the muscular tissue. Talking about the character of the cardiac muscle, this muscle shows the character of both striated muscle and the smooth muscle. These are composed of branch fiber and the branches joined to form a network. Just you can look at the diagram. They have strips of light and dark band. Where it is present inside the wall of the heart. What is the function of the cardiac muscle? This muscle contracts and relaxes rapidly, rhythmically and tirelessly throughout the life. It means that this muscle continue to work throughout the life, and they work endlessly from the early embryonic stage when the heart is formed until the death of that animal. Okay, this is about the cardiac muscle. Talking about the third type of animal tissue, that is connective tissue. It is specialized to connect and anchor various body organs. It means that the connective tissue connect other body organs and anchor various body parts. The tissue connect bone to each other. Bone to bone connection is made by connective tissue. Muscle to bone connection and bind tissues and also give support to various body parts by creating a packing around the organs. You can understand that this tissue will try to pack other organs so that it can support the whole body system. Okay, in the connective tissue, the further category is areolar connective tissue or the loose connective tissue. Talking about the structure of the loose connective tissue, it is loose and cellular connective tissue, and its matrix has two type of fiber. Number one is white collagen fiber and number two is yellow elastic fiber. The white collagen fiber convert into gelatin when it is boiled with water. The example of collagen you can see in medicine capsule. The coating of the capsule is made up of gelatin. Okay, function and location of the areolar connective tissue. It is the simplest and most widely distributed connective tissue inside the animal. It joins skin to muscle, fill the spaces inside the organ, and is found around muscle, blood vessel and the nervous tissue. The second subcategory under the connective tissue is dense regular connective tissue. Talking about the nature of the dense connective tissue is, it is fibrous in nature and is characterized by the orderly and densely packed collection of fiber and cells. Dense regular connective tissue form the major component of the tendons and ligaments. You have heard these two words, tendons and ligament. What are they? Tendons are the cord-like. Cord-like means wire-like structure, and these are strong inelastic that joins the skeletal muscles to the bones. Now talking about the ligament, these are elastic structure which connect bone to bone. Okay, the third subcategory is the adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is nothing but it is an aggregation of the fat cells or adipocyte. In these cells the fat is stored. Okay, location where it is found, the adipose tissue, it is found in abundance below the skin between internal organs, that is around kidney, and in the yellow bone marrow. What is the function of the adipose tissue? It acts as a fat reservoir and keep the visceral organ in position. To keep the visceral organ in position, there is need of the adipose tissue. Okay, it forms the shock absorbing cushion around kidney and eyeballs. Okay, the shock we feel when we walk, when we move around, can be absorbed by this adipose tissue, like the shocker in the bike. Okay, it also acts as a insulator and regulate the body temperature. Okay, this is the function of the adipose tissue. The fourth kind of connective tissue, that is skeletal tissue. It is a supporting tissue which include cartilage and bones. The skeletal tissue form the endoskeleton of the vertebrate body. Okay, first we will talk about the cartilage. These are specialized connective tissue, are compact and less vascular. Less vascular, what does that mean? It means that they have lesser number of blood vessels. Location, it is present in the ear pinna, nose tip, epiglottis, intervertebral disc and the ends of the long bone, lower end of the ribs and rings of trachea, that is windpipe. Okay, the function of the cartilage is that it provides support and flexibility to the body part. It smoothens the joint surface. You have been hearing that your grandfather has pain in his knees. It is because with the increase in their age, the cartilage that is present at the joint surface has become degraded, and that's why the bones rub towards each other and causes the pain in the knees and joints. Okay, talking about the bones, very strong and flexible tissue. It is porous and highly vascular. It means that the bones are porous and has pores and are highly vascular. It means the blood vessels are present in large quantities. It is mineralized, hard and rigid. Its matrix is made up of protein. Now talking about the location, endoskeleton of human body and other vertebrate except for shark is formed by the bones. Function: provides shape and skeletal support, protect vital body organs like brain and lungs. You have been knowing vital body organ. Vital body organ means that these are the organs without which a body will not be able to survive. Talking about the function of bones in detail, the first function is support. The bones provide a framework to which the muscles and other tissue are attached. Number 2 is protection. The bones protect the internal organ from injury. Third function is movement. The bones enable body movement by acting as lever. Okay. Fourth one is mineral storage. You have heard that the bones are mineralized tissue. It means that they have minerals present inside them. The main minerals are calcium and phosphorus, and calcium and phosphorus are also the essential component for the various cellular activities that occur inside the human body or the animal body. Okay. Fifth function is blood cell production. The production of red blood cell happens in the red bone marrow of the long bones. Okay, these are the 5 major function of the bones. Talking about the fifth type of connective tissue, that is fluid connective tissue. It is link different body parts and maintain continuity in the body. The fluid connective tissue is of 2 types. First one is blood and the second one is lymph. Let's study about blood. Blood has 2 components, plasma and blood corpuscle. The plasma form the matrix of the blood and it is liquid in nature, and the blood corpuscle contain RBC, WBC and blood platelets. RBC are also known as erythrocyte, WBC is known as leukocyte and the blood platelets is known as thrombocytes. The function of RBC is to transport oxygen and carbon dioxide from lungs to tissue and from tissues to the lungs, vice versa respectively. Talking about the WBC, it is of 2 types, granulocyte and agranulocyte. Granulocyte are further subdivided into 3 categories: eosinophils, basophils and neutrophils. The agranulocyte WBC is divided into 2, that is lymphocyte and monocyte. The function of these WBC is to protect the body from the foreign particles and chemicals. The third type, which is blood platelets or thrombocyte, it aids in the process of blood clotting. Now talking about the lymph. Lymph is a colorless fluid that is filtered out of blood capillaries. It has everything except for the RBC and some blood proteins. WBC are present in abundance inside the lymph. Lymph transport oxygen and carbon dioxide to the cells where the blood vessels are not present. So this is the function of the lymph. Now we will talk about the next tissue, which is nervous tissue. This tissue is specialized in transmitting message within our body. Brain, spinal cord and nerves are all made up of nervous tissue. The unit cell of nervous tissue is neurons or a nerve cell. The neurons have the ability to receive stimuli from or outside body and to conduct impulse, that is signal, to different body part. It means that the neurons have the ability to receive stimuli. Stimuli is what? When we touch a hot iron, we pull our hand back. It is because of stimuli and the impulse that reaches our brain. Okay, impulse travel from one neuron to the other. Talking about the structure of neuron, the neuron consists of two parts, cell body and the dendron. The dendron in the cell body at the terminal end form the dendrites. One dendron get elongated and form an axon. Axon together form a nerve which is connected to brain and spinal cord. Okay. Students, with the completion of the nervous tissue, we have completed the content of animal tissue and this chapter as well. Now I am signing off from this lecture and we will meet in the next lecture video. Bye bye. Tata.